Welcome back to another episode of All Things Everything presented by Gulf Coast Smoke. My name is Alonzo.
And I'm Sabrina.
And this is episode
80, 79, 80, 81,
82,
80,
83,
80.
84, 85. Hold on. Give me a second.
I think it's 80.
I shouldn't. Let me see. It is episode 79.
79,
and this
okay.
is episode 79. As always, how the heck are you doing this week?
Man, so we kind of have a lot to catch up on. We didn't have a podcast last week.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that has happened.
A lot has happened since the last
podcast.
episode. Yep.
Yeah.
Personal,
Yeah.
business, just everything has been happening. It's been a really wild ride.
For sure.
100%. But, I mean, how are you handling everything? We'll get into what's going on, obviously. But, I mean, just how are you doing through it all?
I mean, you know, the one thing is, you know, kind of visualizing the positives that are happening right now. We've got a lot
Sure.
of positives that are happening right now.
100%.
Orders are going really, really strong.
Yeah.
I'm seeing consistent combinations of seasonings, which I feel like are the results of all the work we've put into the turkey videos to
Yep.
the recipes, because from specific recipes, I'm seeing a lot of these bundles of hospitality and that base being purchased. And so it's a really, really great feeling, as well as just we're tired. There's just, with all the stuff that's been going on, we're very tired. I don't want to say burnout, but we are tired. But the
Yeah.
biggest thing is just like not quitting,
For
not giving
sure.
up, and we keep going. We still are working at the business, even though some things like are falling short right now, which I don't think it's our fault. But yeah, just we just keep moving. That's what it is.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember, but on the last episode, I quite literally said we will hit a turkey breast video every single day unless something major happens. I quite literally said those words almost verbatim. That episode came out on a Friday.
Yeah.
On the very next day, on the Saturday, we had a hailstorm come through our town, which does not typically happen here. And it completely damaged the house, damaged the roof, damaged all our gutters. Trees were, completely knocked down in our town. Not for us, but, I mean, branches everywhere. Shade cells bad. The kids' play sets jacked up a little bit. Our Starlink that we literally just bought completely shattered. And the thing is, our vehicles were outside. So Sabrina's vehicle is now, as of yesterday, right? Was that yesterday they told us? Or today?
Today.
It is totaled. It is completely totaled. So now we got to look for a new vehicle for Sabrina, which is not a bad thing. And it's not really hard or overwhelming or anything, but it's just now that's another thing that we have to do, right? So we're going to be looking for a new vehicle. Sabrina's going to figure out what she wants, and then we're going to make our move and we're going to go get it. But we still have to wait a little bit to get the money for, the vehicle that's totaled and kind of go through that. And we're still waiting to see what's going to happen with the truck. So the 250, the Expedition, we're both in the driveway just getting pelted. And then the RV, which we
Yeah.
completely almost forgot about because we were trying to focus on the house, on the vehicles. And the very next day we drove to the RV and, dude, it looked awful.
Yeah.
Like when I first saw it, I was like, dude, there's no way. We've only had this RV for like 3 months. How does this happen?
Right.
How does this happen? This is so unlucky. This is so, I don't even know what the word is. And we got word back that that's also totaled as well.
Yeah.
So we are, thankfully insurance, right? We are going to, be able to pay it off. And then now we're going to see what's next, or what are we going to do next? Are we going to get into a bigger trailer? Are we going to go to a cargo trailer? The thing is, Sabrina and I do not compete the way we used to. And I believe I said this in the last video, and I believe I said it in our competition video. The truth is we will never do that again. And it's not because we don't want to. It's because we are expanding. We are growing. We have a lot going on, and we just have to pick and choose our battles. So one of the things that we decided that we have to put a little bit on the back burner is competition barbecue, because when we do a competition, it feels like we fall 4 videos behind. It's just an is what it is situation. So kind of going through it with that, to be honest. Work, we talked about it in the last episode, has been crazy, which is okay. You get through those things. It's starting to slow down a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. I worked late again today, and Now we're just trying to go through the motions and figure it out. But we bring that up because we did say we will not miss a turkey breast in the month of November unless something major happens, and then something major happened. Right. So we had started filming. We had some videos ahead, and it does look like we're going to miss quite a few of those videos. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I hate to do it, but that weekend, instead of doing what we needed to do, we were just swamped with insurance. We were trying to make calls, trying to figure out what we needed to do.
Trying to clean up our house because our power was out for that whole night.
Yeah, our power was out. Cleaning up the house, it literally took us a full day to clean up the house. Actually, we had to do it in 2 days because the backyard took us a full day. And then the very next day, we did the front yard. And then, we're still trying to figure out, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and just kind of going through the motions on that. But the crazy thing about it is, the whole town went through a lot that day. And as bad as it was for Sabrina and I, it was way worse for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And for that, I'm not necessarily thankful, but I'm just realizing that in all situations, it can always be worse. Right. So it definitely wasn't good for us, but thankfully we have insurance. Thankfully we are going to be okay through this. You're going to get a new vehicle, and we're going to be just fine. But it is just a little bit annoying, right? It's just another thing to have to do. And, I was Sabrina's windshield's all jacked up, so I was getting picked up to go to work. Thankfully, I have coworkers that live real close to us, so they were picking me up to go to work. And then I'm having to wait for them to leave in order for me to go home. And one of the guys that's taking me to work is my manager, so if we have to work late, we have to work late. He's my ride anyway. So it was just a really weird dynamic there for a few days, and it still is. My dad is just the greatest person in the world. I have his truck. So his Ford F-150 was in Corpus because they were at my cousin Justin's wedding. Congratulations. And his truck did not get jacked up at all. So I'm driving around Dad's newer truck, his F-150, and he's got the 250 over at his house, and he's driving that around because he's just like, he wants me to have something safe to go to work and stuff like that, so he doesn't really drive around too much. So just shout out to Dad for allowing us to use that truck. So we've been using that. And, like I said, kind of just going through it. It seems like we're near, maybe on the final lap. I wouldn't say the finish line. Maybe we're on the final lap, but things are starting to move, and we are going to get through it. But I will openly admit we are going to miss plenty of. So literally, the way Sabrina and I were doing these turkey breasts is we were cooking like 4 at a time per day. So that's how we were able to get ahead and have all these new recipes. So we quite literally had all these turkey breasts ready to cook, and then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday we weren't able to cook because of all the things. Like, that would have literally been our 12 different recipes right there. And we just quite literally didn't get them. So it stinks, it sucks, but we are still trying to pound the pavement and put as much content as we can out there. And I think it's been really, really good for the growth. So if you guys are doing this social media thing, if you guys are trying to build the brand, post, and post some more. I understand being on your phone, editing, doing all these things is not the funnest thing in the world. I had a conversation with Sabrina the other day, and I said, hey, look, this is our job. This is what we have to do. Just like we go to a corporate office and do what we need to do, this is what we have to do. Every day we post. Every day we have a story. Every day, for the most part, we have a recipe card, right? Like, we're doing these things. We have to do them. No matter what, we have to do these things. So it is very important, you guys, if you're going to try and build something. I can tell you from experience, like the past few weeks, the past few months, because we're putting in that extra work, we are seeing more results. Right. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even like I said with our orders, because I asked you, I was like, man, which recipe did we do that had that base in Southern Hospitality? And then I looked, and just recently, at the time, it had been the Texas Roadhouse turkey breast. And that one was that base in Southern Hospitality. Mm-hmm. And so we're seeing like an influx of orders of just those two. And of course, like, you don't know for sure if that's what it is, but it's like, it's not a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Well, the video went pretty viral on almost all of our platforms.
For sure. And so I think a lot of the times we ask ourselves, like, man, is this too much turkey? Are we are the people getting tired of seeing turkey? But
Yeah.
then you see the results like that, and you know, okay, our hard work is paying off.
For sure.
So I would say let's kind of talk about some of the most recent turkey breasts that we have done that we have not talked about yet.
Yeah.
I think the most recent one that we have put out that I would say is up there with one of my favorites, the Nashville Hot turkey breast. And we kind of got this idea because we did the chicken legs, and we're like, hey, I think this would work on a turkey breast with the skin on.
Yeah, so just to rewind a tiny bit, so we've recently done, and these are brand new recipes, right? So again, don't forget, we were doing 4 a day at the same time. So it was Nashville Hot, Texas Roadhouse Butter, Cherry Bomb, which I'll explain that in a little bit because Cherry Bomb probably doesn't really mean anything to you, and then Butter Cajun Injected, so Tony Chachere's. Actually, I don't even know how to say that.
I think it's Chachere's.
Is it Chachere's or Chachere's?
A long time ago,
my
dad would just like, I don't even know how he would say it. And my Nana was like, it's Tony Chachere's. So I think that's how it is. I mean, internet, correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, for real. But so just to let you know that those are the 4 that we're going to talk about now because these are very, very new and recent recipes that we've done. So to start with the Nashville Hot, I agree with Sabrina 100%. It's just so good. And the beautiful thing about that recipe was we left the skin on, and the skin actually had like a little crisp on the edges and everything.
Yeah.
And it just had so much flavor. And really the best part about it was just that it was that skin.
Yeah.
Right? It brought so much flavor because we poured that Nashville Hot, I call it the baste, right? That Nashville Hot baste all over top. And of course, it drowned that turkey breast completely, but it kind of made that skin crackle a little bit.
Fried
and then
it, right?
Yeah, fried it a little bit. That butter helps it stick to the top of the skin. And then there was just so much flavor. I mean, it's hot, but it's not so hot that you can't eat it.
Yeah, no.
And it's just got a really, really good flavor. And, you know, I had somebody comment today, and they were like, man, it seems like you keep going down and down and down on the temperatures that you take your breast to. And I told them, I was like, well, yeah, I mean, we're still experimenting. We're still trying to get better in everything we do always. Taking your breast to 145 degrees and letting it sit, I promise you it's still going to be completely safe to eat.
For sure.
And it's still going to be very delicious.
We've never had a raw turkey breast.
Never. And it's always fully cooked. You can still see a pink smoke ring, even though it's very faint. If you look at that slice, there's always a smoke ring. 145, put it straight into some foil. At that point, if you want, you could put it in your Cambro, you could put whatever. It's going to keep cooking. I promise. And it's going to be fully safe to eat. I promise. Look up the FDA pasteurization chart, and you will feel safe from cooking your turkey breast to 145 degrees. It is a large piece of meat. It's going to continue to cook. We cook pretty hot, right? People, I mean, we're literally cooking at 325, 350. Yeah. And that was one of the things on the Nashville Hot is what I believe I said it in the video, but we cooked that pretty hot. We cooked it at like 350 degrees because what I wanted to do, and I told Sabrina before the video, I said, hey, I want to flip this over. I want the skin to be on the grate so we can try and render the fat under the skin. So that's really what makes chewy skin.
Right.
That fat under the chicken or the turkey not rendering properly, that's what makes it chewy. That's what makes it rubbery. So we really wanted to get a hot, high heat, and we wanted to make sure that we got that skin fat rendered and everything really nice and crispy.
Yeah, and then we also, which I forgot to mention, we did brine this. So we did like a butter, almost like what we would do for like our fried chicken with the buttermilk, hot sauce, pickle juice, right? Sure. So we did sort of a brine for it, and I felt like that turkey, which I think also because of the skin, it had some like the most flavor out of any turkey that we've ever had. Agreed. Like throughout the meat. Because with the Nashville Hot, you get that flavor on top of it. You're not getting that inside the turkey breast. So for the inside to still have that much flavor, I think it showed that the brine really, really helped. Something about that pickle juice and hot sauce, like with that buttermilk, it makes a difference. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that when it came to that brine, we kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand. We always kind of have a plan, right? And we were thinking, okay, if this was actually Nashville Hot chicken, like with fried, crispy, how would we brine it? Right? And that's how we do a lot of these turkey breasts. We've talked about that before. We won't go into too much more detail about it. But, okay, that's how we would brine chicken legs, chicken thighs, chicken breasts, whatever. So let's brine it the same exact way. We'll give it the 4 hours, and we'll see what it tastes like. And, that one was just such full of flavor.
We also actually did the competition turkey breast as well. So forgot about that one. So that was 5. We did that over the span of a day, which again, we're kind of really hoping to get this done. But anyway, back to the Nashville hot. The flavor throughout the breast was just perfect. And it was so moist. If you guys look at the short form video, there was so much moisture in that slice. And it was fully cooked.
Right.
You could see it wall to wall, fully cooked. So good. And then you also see in that video, when I bite straight through the skin, which it is very, very hard to do on a turkey breast because that skin and that fat is so thick. It's a thick layer under there. And I've tried to trim it away. It's hard. Right. It's just a different texture than a chicken. But the Nashville hot turkey breast is definitely up there with one of the best ones that we've ever made. No doubt. I know I say that a lot. It's crazy, but I think, again, that's kind of the evolution of cooking, right? You get better as time goes on. You think of better recipes. You think of really cool ideas to try, and then you try them. And the most satisfying thing is when they work out. Right. It's like, because believe it or not, Sabrina and I do not try a turkey breast, then try it again for a video. Like, I know some people will do that. We wing it, right? So the first time you see a turkey breast, that's the first time we've done it.
Right.
And it's really, really, it's exciting. It's amazing when these things turn out good. And Nashville hot, very, very, very high on my list of one of the best turkey breasts that we've ever made.
Especially for the skin to be so successful.
Yeah.
That was a total win for us. So let's go back to the Texas Roadhouse one. So we kind of got this idea because the kids have been getting the Texas Roadhouse rolls, like from the freezer section. And we're walking through past the butter to get butter for turkey breast, right?
Yeah.
And we saw the Texas Roadhouse, the honey cinnamon butter. And we're like, oh, what if we try this? Something a little bit different, right? So let's kind of talk about what the process was for that.
Yeah, I mean, just like Sabrina said, we were literally walking through H-E-B. I saw the butter, and I was like, that sounds like a good idea.
Right.
And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we made that plan, and our idea was to keep it pretty simple, right? Not really do too much with it. Season the turkey breast up with a good all-purpose, that base, and a good sweet barbecue rub, Southern Hospitality. Let it get that beautiful color, and then rest it in butter, like always. But this time it was going to be Texas Roadhouse cinnamon honey butter. So we're like, okay, let's amp those flavors up just a little bit. So what we did was we added that butter. We added 3. They were heaping tablespoons for sure. It was probably it was probably like 6 tablespoons of butter, if I had to guess, because that was like a major heaping, But so then we threw some extra cinnamon on top. Not very much, I would say, 2 teaspoons, nothing crazy.
I don't even think it was that much. I think it was probably closer to a quarter of a teaspoon. It's just a little shake.
Well, I feel like I got it all over the butter, but either way, watch the video, do it to taste for sure. There was no rhyme or reason on exacts when it came to this recipe.
And the brown sugar.
Yeah, and then we got the brown sugar, which I would say maybe 1/4 of a cup I threw over top, 1/2 of a cup most, would you say?
Yeah, it was probably kind of like the butter, maybe like 3 heaping tablespoons.
Yeah. So then all we did was we rested the turkey breast right on top of that, skin side on the butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon. And after an hour, man, we yanked it out, and it was like really, really beautiful. It almost looked like the brown sugar and everything caramelized a little bit. Like you can kind of see it bubbling a little bit. And the flavor on that one was just truly insane.
Not overly sweet, because that Texas Roadhouse butter is not a super sweet butter.
Yes.
It's just, kind of enhanced with the sweetness of the honey and the cinnamon, but it's not a sweet butter.
Surprisingly, it was not as sweet as I thought it would be. And I will openly admit that. I thought it was going to be very sweet, maybe too sweet, but it wasn't. So I was pleasantly surprised with that for sure. And it's just one of those things where, it's hard to convince everybody, like, no, it's not too sweet. I'm telling you right now, it wasn't too sweet.
No,
it
most
definitely
of the
was not too sweet.
Yeah, that you get is going to be just from the brown sugar and maybe the hospitality.
Yeah.
And even at that hospitality, it's a sweet rub, but it's not like you're eating sugar, right?
Well, the other thing I always say is, and I've said this before, I believe maybe even on a podcast episode, if you slice a turkey breast, you have a ring of flavor on the outside of it, right? The remainder of the surface area of that slice is just turkey breast.
Exactly.
Right? So you're going to get the sweetness on the top and the bottom. Unless you dip your turkey in that au jus and butter mixture or whatever, you're not going to get that much extra flavor. It's
Right.
still going to taste like turkey breast, just with a little bit enhanced on the outside. And I think that that's why it's really, really easy to come up with these crazy recipes, because it's never really going to overdo it.
Right.
There's not that much on the outside, and what you do get, it's very subtle, and it just kind of blends in with the rest of the turkey and the way it tastes.
Right. And so the third one on the list is the Cajun injected. And I feel like this is the most common way for people to do a turkey. I mean,
tried and true.
Yeah, year round or Thanksgiving. This is what people are doing, is the Tony Chachere's injection.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think you hit the nail right on the head. It's very, very common. Tony Chachere's Cajun butter injection. We got it straight from the bottle. We shook it up. We injected it all in the turkey breast. We threw some that base and Malcolm's King Craw on top. And, man, it was just incredible. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Really, really savory bite there. So you're not going to get any sweetness there at all. It's going to be savory. It's going to have those Cajun flavors, really, really good seasoning with King Craw. And then, of course, the inside was just packed full of flavor.
Yeah, I feel like the common denominator when it comes to, like, the best of the best turkey breast for us is injecting. Because we're going to talk about that competition one, but that one was injected. And I think anytime you inject that turkey breast, it's just going to add so much more flavor, because as you said, that you get that surface area of that slice that doesn't have as much flavor as the outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's delicious, but it's turkey breast.
Right, which it's good, but yeah, unless you do something about it, it can be bland, right?
For sure.
And so the Cajun injection throughout it is spectacular, but the same thing with the competition one. When you get that injection, especially, which we'll talk about, ours has butter, that just adds like this luxurious element to it. So I feel like if you're going to do a turkey breast for Thanksgiving or even a regular turkey, I would recommend injecting it over brining. I mean, I think a brine is going to help, but I think the injection's where you're going to be able to add the most flavor.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can agree with that as well. And, again, I'll end it with, that's a tried and true recipe.
For sure.
You will never not like that, in my opinion. And so if you want some Tony Chachere's butter Cajun injection, just go to your local store. Walmart has it. I'm sure most of all grocery stores have it. Inject your bird, smoke it, pull it, eat it. It's going to be good.
For sure. That's the only extra step, is just injecting, and that it comes with the injector, which is pretty simple to use.
Yeah, 100%.
So the competition one, where did we do this recipe at?
We did it at the house.
No.
CBA World Championship?
That's what it was, right. So this is the one that we did back then, and did we...
6th place out of, 96 teams?
Yeah, something like that. We did pretty well with that. So this is the exact same recipe. So we went ahead and injected it. So our injection is 2 cups of chicken broth, a 1/4 cup of trifecta, and a stick of butter.
Yeah.
We make sure you can pulse it. We've done it before, like in a coffee grinder, but I feel like the best way to get those chunks of pepper out is just straining it.
For sure.
I think that's just the simplest way. So we strain that, inject it, and let's move on to seasoning.
Yeah, so seasoning is also very simple. It's that base and trifecta.
Right.
So we're adding the little savory element from the salt, pepper, garlic. Trifecta is a true multi-purpose blend. You can brine, you can season, you can inject, and that's exactly what we did today, or with that video, right?
Right.
So it just has so much flavor throughout, and it really just does incredible, incredible things to the turkey breast. And that, to me, to this day, is still probably the best turkey breast we've ever made.
Well, we talked about it. We tried the Nashville hot one first because we made them on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
We tried the Nashville hot one first, and we're like, oh, man, this is one of the best ones we've ever had.
Yeah.
But then after, and I tasted the competition one, I'm like, man, this is hard to beat.
For sure.
Because it's injected, you can taste the trifecta. It's just, it has so much flavor.
Yeah.
And I think now one of the things that you did is you trimmed it.
For sure.
Because if you're doing a competition style turkey breast, you do kind of want for us, we want those even slices just like we would get from a brisket.
Mm-hmm.
So we're almost doing the sort of shape we would do for the turkey breast is pretty, it's like an oval shaped, right? But you can make it rectangular to go against the grain when you cut.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. Slices come out much more even, right? So that's if you are doing it for a competition.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do it for a competition. I think if you still do this method, it's going to turn out good for, let's just say Thanksgiving, right?
Oh,
but
100%.
we added an extra element, especially when you have the savoriness from injecting from that base and the trifecta. We added a glaze to it. So let's talk about the glaze.
Yeah, the glaze is very simple. It's Killer Hogs the barbecue sauce with our cherry pineapple glaze.
Right.
It's mixed. It's just a mixture of that. So it's a cup to a quarter cup. And we keep it really, really simple, but it's truly delicious. And the one thing I can say is you guys are going to be able to taste that very, 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 very soon.
Yeah.
We are in the final stages of that. We're very excited. We cannot wait to bring that to the market. And I promise you that there's not going to be too many more of these episodes where you're not going to be hearing, hey, it's ready. Go ahead and place an order. So very exciting times for us for sure. But enough about that. The glaze is just simple, right? Yeah. A great barbecue sauce with a great glaze mixed together, and we just put it all over top. The color was incredible. The flavor is just so well-rounded. And, man, that recipe right there is just so good. That is quite literally the exact recipe I will run at every single turkey smoke competition I ever go to. I promise. No brine, inject, season, glaze. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. I will never change it because I truly feel like there's almost no way people are not going to like that. It's just so good. So the very next day, I actually took those turkey breasts to work. Nashville hot and the trifecta injected. Everyone was like, bro, what did you do to that turkey breast? I was like, oh, I injected that with trifecta, chicken broth, and butter. They're like, there's no way you did something else. I'm like, that's all I did, I promise.
Literally, that's it.
That's literally it. No brine, no anything, and it was just money.
Yeah.
It's just money. I mean, so we are actually doing a turkey breast demo. I probably should have worded that a little bit better. It's not really a demo. It's just like come and eat turkey breasts, right?
Yeah.
I guess I could leave
Sampling.
I could leave a couple of turkey breasts out and like show people what I'm doing, but
I mean, you're going to be out there slicing, so it's almost like a demo.
Yeah, so we are going to be doing that exact recipe this weekend, right? So with the butter, the chicken broth, the trifecta, and then the glaze all over top. So if you guys want to taste it for yourselves, come on out to our shop. We are at 122 Esplanade Drive, Suite 101 in Portland, Texas. We're going to be giving out free turkey breasts. We're going to be giving out free macaroni and cheese, and we're going to be giving out free cupcakes all day. Well, not all day long. From 11 to 3, the shop will be open. You guys can come on in and shop for any supplies that you need for Thanksgiving. And, hopefully just hang out with us, get a little bit of fun in. And Chance V is going to be signing autographs. I say that every time. Yeah, he's never signed to one. So you guys, please come and ask Chance V for an autograph. It would literally be the best thing that's ever happened. I would love it. So we're gonna have some help, right? So Chance V is gonna be there. My boy Zach's gonna be there. Sabrina's gonna be here. I think Sam's gonna be here.
Sam's gonna help run the register. Her and Nathan,
so Sam and Nathan are gonna be in here running the register. Sabrina's gonna film this. So if you guys haven't watched the video this week, it was an Open Fire Meetup event by Al Fragoni. Al Fragoni invited me out to this event, and it was truly, truly, truly incredible. We're gonna get back to that in a little bit, but the reason I wanted to bring it up is because we have been doing more real life vlog style stuff recently, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Mm-hmm. I really, really am. And I want to do more. So stick with me. We're going to keep recipes rolling. A lot of our recipes are going to come in short form. That's why we're backing them up with recipe cards. Right? So you guys are going to see more footage of us just doing things, right? Like the turkey breast demo. We're going to film the whole thing. That's why Sabrina's not running the register. She's going to be filming me that day, right? So she wears a lot of hats, and one of them that day is going to be to being behind the cameras. So we're going to try and get a really, really cool video. If you guys don't get to attend, you can see what it's like, and maybe next year we can do things bigger, we can do them better, and you guys can come out and you guys can hang out. But that exact recipe will be available this Saturday at our shop for free samples. So come on out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, those are always fun events. So I always get nervous. I'm like, are people going to come? But
yeah.
I mean, hopefully.
How much food do we make?
Yeah, hopefully, people come and have a good time. But whether or not they don't, we're still going to be out there doing our thing. And we would feel awesome if you guys came by. So
the last turkey breast on the agenda is our cherry bomb turkey breast. So kind of like you mentioned earlier, like what is a cherry bomb, right?
Yeah, that's just I'm at work, right, one day, pounding away, doing my thing. I get an idea in my brain. I pick up my phone. I'm like, Sabrina, cherry bomb turkey breast. Yeah. And you're like, okay, like what the hell is that, right? So what we did was we used that base in Southern hospitality, right? So we used that base in Southern hospitality on this turkey breast. Got it a beautiful red color. And then just cooked it to perfection like always. And what we did was we made a cherry glaze that goes on top.
Right.
We used cherry soda, Killer Hogs the barbecue sauce, and our cherry pineapple glaze. We mixed it all together. We heated it up. It got really, really thin. We poured it all over the top of the breast, poured it around the breast in the foil itself, and man,
let it rest in it. Yeah.
We let it rest in it, and I promise you that glaze right there was so good. You got the cherry. You got a tiny hint of spice from the hospitality, but it's not too much. And, man, that was just a really, really incredible glaze. Overall, that one is definitely in my top 10 as well. I was surprised with that one. I wasn't sure if it was really going to, hit or resonate or anything, but it was delicious, and I really, really enjoyed it. A very, very simple recipe, to be honest, so not too much to talk about, but it was very, very good.
Yeah, the cherry soda in it was pretty subtle. I didn't really know. We've never really used, like, a lot of people like to use, like, the Dr. Peppers and the Cokes, like, in their barbecue sauce or in their wrap and stuff. And so I've never really tried it. So I didn't know if, like, okay, is the soda going to stand out? Is this going to taste like cola? But it was very subtle. You mostly just got, like, the cherry overall. So, yeah, it was really good. I was pleased with it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, and I think that you hit that spot on. Before we go on to the next thing, I remembered in my brain, I wanted to talk about one thing. I don't know if you remember what I wanted to talk about, but the reason I wanted to talk about this was because this was something that it took Sabrina and I a long time to get to this point. And then some things happened where now I just wanted to give you guys some information. And the reason I want to give you information is because there is always going to be things that happen that not everybody understands. And this is not a bad thing. This is a learning experience. So I'm not going to name any names, but we did have a company reach out to us. It took us a while to get to the point to where we were like, okay, we are willing to partner with them because we tested the products. We liked the products. We're completely comfortable moving forward with a partnership. And things were going okay, right? They were going okay. And, when you partner with somebody, sometimes they want stuff from you, which is okay because that's kind of the agreement that you have. But we kept getting a little bit more of pushback. Hey, do this in your video. Do that in your video.
Say
this in your video. Add this in your video. And one of the things from the get-go that I felt really, really, really adamant about is that I was not going to let anybody manipulate the way our content felt and or sounded. Because the genuine aspect of us, I'm not willing to compromise that for anything. So there was just a little bit of back and forth, and it kind of got to the point to where it's like we made some changes, sent them back, made some changes, sent them back. Hey, well, go ahead and say this. Make sure to talk about this. Make sure to do this. And finally, I got to the point where I was like, okay, this is not working out. I'm not going to follow a script that anyone sends me unless it's a script that my wife sends me because she's the one that makes the videos. And if she feels I need to say something, I'm more than willing to listen. But even at that, I will say like, oh, I don't want to say that. I'll say it like this. And you're like, cool. You should make it your own.
I always preface it with like it.
This
you can
doesn't
put
have
this
to
in
be
your
something,
own words, right?
And that's the thing, right? We like to put things in my own words because that's what, like a lot of the times like, oh, that looks nice and sexy just like you. I mean, I'm just saying stupid stuff. But
and I usually try to write stuff as if it's in your voice
for sure.
too, because I mean, I know you well enough, right?
For sure.
That I know that the terminology you use,
yeah.
Right?
So I wanted to bring that up only because if you guys are going through something where you have a company reach out and they have certain guidelines or whatever that they want you to follow, I'm not saying don't do it, but I am saying don't be afraid to stand your ground, right? Your content is your content. There's a reason that people reach out to you if they are reaching out to you. It's because they like what they see. And I am just not willing to let anybody manipulate what we're doing.
Just for money, right?
Just for, a couple of dollars, right? And we're just not going to do that. So I did want to just bring that up, and it's just more for awareness for you guys. And, I met somebody this past weekend at the Open Fire Meetup that we'll talk about. And he was wearing a smoke hat. Really, really cool. Really, really great guy. His name was Troy. And he actually told me, this is kind of funny. He told me, he's like, man, when I first saw you, I didn't know if I liked you.
What?
Yeah, so he said that I didn't know if I liked you because you're so open. You talk about everything, right? You talk about struggles. You talk about wins. You talk about whatever. You're so open, and I wasn't sure if I liked that. But I kept listening. I kept giving you a chance. And then I found out, like, oh, I really feel like I'm connecting to this guy. I feel like
Right.
I'm learning about him on a more personal level. I'm learning about his family on a more personal level. And he's like, man, I obviously I really enjoy you. And I really am glad that I didn't give up on the possibility of liking you or your content. And that's one thing that, I'm really, really glad it ended up on the good end for us. But that's also one of those things where, not everything you do is going to hit with everybody. Right? There are probably some people that listen to this podcast and they're like, man, I just why are you talking about that? I don't like it. I've told you guys before, and I'll say it again. I look at this as a way for my wife and I to connect, talk, and just sit here and have a conversation. And if you guys want to listen, man, I appreciate you so much. And if you don't, man, I appreciate you so much.
Right, yeah.
It is what it is. Just like with a brand deal, I'm not going to change who I am. I'm also not going to change who I am on this platform.
Right.
And I hope you guys respect that, and I hope you guys still enjoy everything that we talk about. Barbecue is a huge part of our lives, but believe it or not, it is not the most important thing in our lives. 3 kids sitting in here are the most important thing. Our marriage is the most important thing. And yeah, our business is very, very, very important. I have a mom and dad that I love more than anything. I have 3 sisters that I love. You have family that you love. You have your mom and dad. We have things besides this. That's why we call this All Things Everything. I know that it's still centered around barbecue, but I'm not afraid to tell you guys what's going on. So that's why I really wanted to open up. And honestly, his comment even helped me a little bit more, because it's one of those things where it's like, man, a lot of the times you get scared because of things like that. Well, I don't want to say this because maybe they're not going to like me, right? Well, I mean, that may happen, and it has happened. I guarantee you it's happened. Somebody's watched the content. I don't like the way he did that. This dude sucks. I don't like the way he said that in the podcast. He's annoying. Okay, I get it. Right? The truth is, I don't like everybody that I've ever met. So how can I expect everybody to like me? That's not fair. All right? But I will say that I hope you guys, give us a chance and watch the content, and maybe you'll turn out like Troy, to where even in the beginning, if you didn't care for me so much, you learn to understand why I am the way I am, why I talk the way I talk, and why I'm so open. But I'll end it with just quick recap. Don't let any brands manipulate what you're doing, ever. That should be non-negotiable. So we tried it. It didn't work out. So, we're going to be very, very careful moving forward about the things that we do, because this business is number one, and the voice that we have, we want to protect that. So just wanted to be a little bit open with you guys about that. So, again, not going to name any names, but there's going to be some products that we're not going to be using anymore, and it just is what it is.
Yeah, and for anybody who, possibly bought that product because of us or because they saw it on our channel, it is a good product.
The product is a good product.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here in front.
Right.
The product is good.
Right.
But things happen, and it is what it is.
It's more of a people issue and not the product itself. So don't feel like, oh, does this mean the product is bad? No, the product is good. If it weren't for the fact that we are a company and the products that we do use and that we do put out possibly can influence what our viewers want to purchase, right? So we have to take those things into consideration when we use a product and promote a product.
And that's why it took us months to accept the deal.
Right.
Because we're like, hey, we're not going to do this unless we verify this is a good product.
Right.
And, it just didn't work out, but there's no ill feelings at all. I don't dislike anybody at all. You got to make decisions in this business. It just is what it is. We move on. We life keeps going on. I promise you that much.
Yeah. And so moving on, let's talk about the Open Fire Meetup. So this was a multi-day event. So we actually went up to San Antonio. The event was in Hondo, but we went ahead and made a weekend out of it for us. Now, this isn't something me and the kids went to with you.
Yeah.
But you did go with some really great people, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, so, first and foremost, I have to give just so much love to Jacob, Tyler, Malcolm, and Rochelle Reed. I genuinely love those people. They're such good people, And I've said this before, it has nothing to do with who they are. It has everything to do with who they are.
Right.
Just amazing people to be around. And when we got invited to the Open Fire Meetup from Al, Malcolm and I had talked about it earlier in the year when we were over there. He's like, hey, man, are you going? I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, well, let's get together. Let's hang out. Let's whatever. So we got with them, and we ended up at the same hotel as them. So we were pretty much hanging out all weekend. We had been in a unique situation the weekend before with our vehicles, so we were kind of in a weird spot where it's like, can't take the expedition like we had originally planned. Not really sure how we're going to be like driving around and dropping off and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, is there any way, because they told me that there was a large possibility they were going to get a van. I was like, hey, is there any way I could ride with you to and from the event? Of course. Amazing. So I was like, awesome. I really appreciate it. So we got there on Thursday afternoon. We hung out. We did our thing. We had a really, really amazing dinner at Pinkerton's.
Ooh, which we need to take a second to talk about.
And we are going to right now. If you guys have not been to Pinkerton's, I promise you, it is one of the best barbecue restaurants in Texas. Promise you. Hands down, everything was incredible. On top of that, if you can name a better barbecue venue in Texas, I'm not saying there's not one. I promise I'm not. Tell me where it's at.
Yeah.
That was the most beautiful venue of a barbecue restaurant I have ever seen in my life. Downtown San Antonio. Large area in the front where you could hang out. The kids are playing. You got huge skyscrapers around you. And then you got Pinkerton's right there. Beautiful restaurant on the inside.
Right.
I texted Grant Pinkerton, who's the owner, and I was like, hey, bro, are you by chance in town? Man, he made sure that we were fully taken care of. We paid for everything, but I'm just saying, like, they were ready for us to come. They had a spot for us that we could film. They were ready to give pit tours and everything like that. And Pinkerton's is the real deal. Real deal. The best part about them is that they are open multiple days a week, and they're open for dinner. We went to dinner at like 6:30 at night, and we still got beef ribs. We still got brisket. We still got everything. They are ready to rock and roll. If you guys are ever in San Antonio, Pinkerton's is 100% a delicious place to go. Malcolm said this. That's the best barbecue he's had in Texas to date.
Really?
He did say that.
Yeah.
He did say that. So that should tell you how good it is. Malcolm said that.
Not that I was surprised, right? But we've tried a lot of places so far. We've tried Burnt Bean, which is number 1. We've tried, GW's, which is number 5. We've tried a lot of the top places in the top 10.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Pinkerton's is in the top 50, but and that's not to say that the list, wherever you are on that list, is like how it is, right? So don't take it so literally. But, yeah, when you find a place that's in the top 50, you're like, okay, well, how is this going to measure up to the ones that are on the top, right? Yep. And I will say that's definitely one of the best places I've been to. I think his ribs are top notch, and I told you this is easily the best ribs out of all the places that we've had.
Yeah, so Grant has a candy paint rib.
Yeah.
So Grant's restaurant started in Houston. Houston is H-Town, hold it down, candy paint dripping. So it's kind of like, you got like Paul Wall is from there. You got Zero. You got a lot of these guys that Houston rap, right? So candy paint is like when you get your car painted and it's got that sheen, that beautiful sheen on your car, candy paint. And Grant has the candy paint ribs. So he has a glaze that you can actually buy in H-E-B that he puts on top of these ribs. And I'll tell you what, dude, fire. 10 out of
really
10,
good.
Fire rib. I like a
They're
fire.
cooked perfectly.
They're cooked perfectly.
Flavor, yeah.
The flavor is on point. They're just truly, truly, truly an incredible rib. Real quick side note, you're not gonna like this because I could tell that because of my hat, you're gonna get shadows and stuff on me. Anyway,
right.
it'll be all right. But the rib was on point, beyond on point. We had all of their sides. Every single side was delicious. I really liked the jalapeno. Was it jalapeno cheese rice or something like that?
Jalapeno cheese rice.
I really liked that a lot. We had all the desserts. The desserts were incredible.
Well, they have
the brisket was
specifically they had a bread pudding.
Fire.
And it had, but the kicker with it is they had some sort of like blueberry sauce on it.
Yeah.
When we got it, I didn't know what it was. The lights were dim. It's night. I thought, oh, maybe it's like chocolate and a vanilla sauce because there was a white sauce and then a darker sauce, right? And I took a bite, and I like blueberry things, but like blueberry pie, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
Because sometimes blueberry can be just way too much. Or it can be too tart. It can be this or that. That sauce that they put on there, I don't know what is in it, but it was amazing. It took that bread pudding to a whole nother level. That's one of the best desserts I've had probably anywhere.
Ribs on point, brisket on point, chicken thighs on point.
Oh yeah,
they do chicken thighs that are glazed.
Yeah,
and they're like backyard chicken thighs, fire. Just burnt ends on point. Sausage, just everything they had was so good. If you guys are in San Antonio, you absolutely need to go to Pinkerton's. Flat out. There's nothing else to say about it. So Friday, that was Thursday. Right? So Thursday night we did that, went back to the hotel, did our thing. Friday was an invite only, where you go out, you get to hang out at the Open Fire Meetup, and you just kind of get to walk around. They were still setting up for the venue, but they were doing some demos, of course. Everyone was hanging out, and it was just a really, really cool time. Didn't do too much more than anything. We were hanging out. Malcolm did a panel with Heath Riles, Jess Pryles, and Cosmo, and that was a really, really cool thing to watch. Ernest Advantes, he did a panel as well with Interstellar, and man, it's just really, really cool to hear those guys talk about their success stories, about how they've grown, about their mindset. And it gets you in that mode where you're like, all right, I'm ready to grind too, right? So really, really cool event. Saturday, insane. No doubt, Saturday was insane. We pulled up, and we are like, oh my gosh, this line is insane, right? This line is insane. Thankfully, we were invited by Al, so we got to go through the VIP side, and it was just thankfully, because if not, we would have been in that line for an hour.
Really?
It was insane.
Like just to get in?
Just to get in, it was wild.
Wow.
I should have gotten a video of me, but it was crazy. And so we get in, and Saturday was really where the festivities were. So there was a bunch of vendors out there. You had people like, crocodile wipes or alligator
I saw that.
cloth.
No, you're right, crocodile wipes. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
So like crocodile wipes was out there. Yoder was out there. You had HEB out there. You had Scrub Buddy out there. You had Turtle Box out there, Melinda's, and just a bunch of stuff going on. There was demos everywhere. I made empanadas, and it was like a meat empanada. So here, where I'm from, I'm used to eating like a sweet empanada with pumpkin, which is like, dude, I could eat 60 of those things in one sitting. I love them. You know how much I love those.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we don't go to the Michoacana that much because I will eat 50 empanadas, I promise.
Yeah.
But just a really, really awesome time, and just seeing everybody out there. Like, I didn't talk to everybody or anything like that, but it was just kind of cool. You see like Chud's Barbecue there. You see Mad Scientist Barbecue there. You see TFTI. You see Chuck's Flavor Train. Of course, you got Heath. You got Malcolm. You got all these powerhouses around you, and it feels different, right? It feels different. It feels really, really amazing to just be in the same space as people who I've talked about this a lot. Everyone's like-minded. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody has these goals to grow and to do better and to grow the sport of barbecue, which is really what we're all trying to do. And, it's just an incredible event that Al puts on. And then you have 26 teams out there competing, open fire. And they're cooking like, dude, there's just lump charcoal on the ground.
Yeah.
Literally on the ground. And they're, they got these contraptions where they got meat, like a whole cow, just kind of like near the fire.
Right.
And they're cooking like that, and they're just doing specific things with it. And it's just really, really awesome. So that's what the video was this week. And that's why I kind of mentioned that, I liked doing that vlog. It was hard for me. I don't know if you could really kind of like tell if you like watching through the footage, I'm kind of like, how am I holding this? And it was a little bit harder for me to film, but especially because Sabrina wasn't there. but I did my best, and I feel like the video turned out really, really good. Shout out to Sabrina for that. But it was overall an incredible event. Shout out to Alfred Goni for having us out. And, I mean, I can't wait to go back next year. I think it was just so much fun. And over 2,500 people showed up to do and to hang out at this event. It's just unreal. I mean, the influence that Al has is unreal. It's amazing. Shout out to him. I mean, congratulations for everything he's accomplished for sure.
Imagine if the American Royal wasn't going on at the same time. I bet it would have been even bigger.
100%. 100,000,000% it would have been.
Yeah. And so what, if anything, stood out to you as far as things that you tried there at the event?
There was so much good food, but I think on Friday or Saturday, I don't remember, I had a barbacoa taco that was really good. Mm-hmm. I also made that empanada that was really good. And then Team Yoder made like some chimichurri steak that was just really, really good. And then the dish that Mad Scientist made was good as well. I don't know. I just nothing was bad. It's so hard. Everything that we ate was good. And one of the coolest things was Tyrone Matthews was there, who actually won the Netflix show Barbecue Showdown.
Really?
Yeah, he won the Netflix show. It was really cool to see him there. He was making a burger with jalapeno aioli and pickled red onions and candied jalapenos with a huge smoked patty, sorry. And it was just so flavorful, so good. Me and Jacob split it in half, and it just turned out really, really good. And one thing that we can do is we can try and throw some clips in there maybe of actually showing it in the podcast today. So some of the things that I'm talking about, maybe you can throw a few clips over. I do want to give two special shout outs to Tyler and to Jacob specifically, and it's because they were helping me film throughout. They did see, I'm sure you could tell, someone was holding the camera at some point, right? So that was typically either Tyler or Jacob. Shout out to Jacob. We spent a lot of time one-on-one together, and dude is just an incredible dude. I love Jacob, and I love Tyler. So just shout out to those two guys for really helping me film when they could tell that I really needed some help. And it was just a really, really cool event. So
what was the coolest, because I saw there were some really unique pits. What do you think was the coolest one that
you already know which one I'm going to say.
I don't know. There's two different, either the Weber Carousel or the
carousel,
TMG.
The carousel. I mean, don't get me wrong. The TMG was insane. 100%. Shout out to Brandon. I actually got to meet him, and really, really cool guy in person. But I mean, the carousel, dude, it was insane. It was Weber cool. Ranch kettles, the gigantic ranch kettles. They're if I'm not mistaken, they're $3,000 a pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. And there's 8 or 10 of them? That thing was huge. And it's a literal carousel. That was the coolest thing I seen all weekend.
Was that actually Weber putting that on, or that was somebody?
No, that wasn't Weber that put it on, but man, that thing was insane. And they were literally smoking the ribs on it while that thing was going. This thing's insane.
That was crazy. The thing was lit up. They had a whole stage connected to it, crazy. Imagine driving to the event and setting up with that.
Or
dude, driving down the road and you see that driving next to you.
I'm telling you, that thing was insane. Shout out to them for that. It was crazy. I know I'm using the word crazy and insane, but that's really how I felt when I was seeing these things in person. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is wild.
I think if you're a lover of, grilling, barbecuing, food in general, I think that's definitely an event to go to.
Yeah, no doubt. 100%.
So I think that might be it for today's podcast.
Yeah, if you don't have anything else, I really don't have anything else at this time. Again, if you guys are listening to this and you have some time tomorrow, come out to the shop between 11 and 3, 122 Esplanade Drive, Portland, Texas, 78374. We're going to be here slanging turkey breasts, macaroni and cheese, and some desserts. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for continuing to watch. The channel is still growing, closer and closer to 100K. Really, really means a lot to us that you guys sit back, watch the videos, enjoy the content, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully you guys keep doing what you're doing and watching and listening. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, right now is a perfect time to tell you. You can do that. It's free, and of course, it helps us grow. Like I said, we're getting closer and closer to 100,000 every single day. If you guys listen on Apple or Spotify or any other podcast platform, man, share this with a friend. Maybe they like listening to us talk about barbecue, open fire meetups, hail damage, Sabrina getting a new vehicle, turkey breast demos, and all the other things that we do. Man, we love you guys. We appreciate you, and we will see you, and you'll hear us on the next episode. Peace.